All right, good afternoon. Let's call the Committee on Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion to order. Let the record reflect that all committee members are present. Down the agenda, looking for a motion on the September 11th minutes.
I move to accept the September 11th minutes as presented.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Public comment is always available, and I see we have a person from the public, but also our guest of honor today. So seeing that if anybody comes in and wants to speak on a topic, they may, but without wasting any more time, let's get to our agenda item, our sole agenda item today, the appointment of Sharon Gillison, at-large member, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Advisory Board for a term to expire June 30th of 2028. It's a long time. All right. If you don't mind, maybe introducing yourself to the committee, and we're live, so if anybody ever decides to watch this.
All right. My name is Sharon Gillison. I'm a lifelong resident of Lansing. Went to Lansing Public Schools, attended LCC, attended Michigan State. Work career. I worked for LAFQ for 47 years. I started there when I was a baby. Not really, but that was my longest tenure of employment. And I started there working as an administrative assistant to the manager, which would be the CEO now, and became actively involved in the union shortly after I started working there, and was a member of the negotiating committee, was the steward and alternate steward, pretty much until the time I went into management there. And I went into management there in 1986 as the installment loan manager. And as we grew as an organization, it became clear we were going to need a human resources department. And I had an interest in that. I had my course of study at Michigan State was in labor and industrial relations. So I spent a good deal of time in training for that position when it became open. And when it became open, I was the one that they chose, and I established the HR department at LabQ. All the policies, all of the guidelines, did all of the hiring. And I left that position. I retired from LabQ in 2018.
Well, thank you for your service of all that work you did with your life. So I guess I'll open it up with a couple questions, and then the council people mentioned that you set the policies for HR for LAFQ. And so you did management in 86. Then when did you take over HR?
1992. I became the HR director.
So in 1992, how can you kind of talk about the process as you established policies for hiring?
Yes. Actually, I had done that, sort of done that before, because when I was managing the loan department, we were doing most of the hiring for the credit union. And so I really kind of established policy for hiring policies before I actually got that position. And also established a training department before I got that position.
Can you talk about how you what your mindset was in 1992, if there anything relates to diversity, equity, inclusion, or how you try to make things inclusive, or if you did, or what the environment was at that time?
My goal was to, and the goal of the credit union in general, involve diversity and equity and inclusion. Before there was DEI, that was our model of how we hired and promoted and transferred from within the credit union. Obviously, the staff is unionized, and so part of our goal was to promote from within We did hire starter positions for the most part from outside of the organization. But our goal was to um, provide opportunities for our employees to up within the organization. Provided all kinds of training for them in both within and without the credit union. When we went to a primarily technical, but rather than manual process for all of our departments, we offered computer training, which we paid for all of our employees, so that they would be well versed and comfortable in using the new technology. Um, so we had a they have always had, since I lived there, we've always had a very diverse staff, including those who had disabilities, um, and ethnic diversity, national origin diversity. We already had that.
Thank you, committee members.
I just have maybe one comment and then a question. So I'm looking at your additional experience. I mean, you've been very involved throughout the years with Lansing Hospice, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, YWCA, and so on. But I did note that the application that we have before us is from 2022. So I was wondering if there's any update that you'd like to give us other than what is in this application, or any other involvement with the city that you might want to highlight.
Yes, I was just telling her that I'm on a new board. It's Transcendence Performing Arts
Oh,
Center.
okay.
And one of the main reason why I'm on that board is because, once again, it's the mission. They provide education in the performing arts for students, tuition free if they're unable to pay tuition. And the dream is to, since performing arts are so limited in the public schools in Lansing and the surrounding areas now, that they wanted to, and once again, particularly reaching out to underserved communities, minority communities, not exclusively, but to tap into the talent that exists in the community that they have the opportunity to train and develop. And so I just became a part of that board about 2 months ago. That's the most recent thing.
Okay, thank you.
One more question for me, maybe more, who knows? Since you're the only,
I usually ask the questions, so I don't mind it.
how much you have came all the way up here just for a couple questions. How did you hear about this, and why did you apply? Why did you get involved? How did you get on your radar?
Well, I happened upon it quite by accident. I don't know why I was in the city, why I was on the city website. I don't know what I was looking for, but I happened to see the information about if you're interested in serving on a commission, if you're interested in, serving a city. Well, it's something I haven't done. And with my background, I thought I could be helpful. And so that's why I applied.
That is very organic. Awesome. Thanks for that. Any other questions or comments?
No, I don't have any follow-up questions.
Entertain a motion.
Okay, I move the resolution for appointment of Sharon Gillison as an at-large member of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Advisory Board with a term to expire June 30th, 2028.
Anything further? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, opposed, none. So the final, I guess, appointment, or when the whole council votes, is November 18th. That's Monday at 7 o'clock, right here in the council chambers. You're welcome to come if you want to, or if you don't, then you don't have to, and you can just come anytime after that to the city clerk's office and say you swear But if you want to bring your family and friends and take some nice pictures, it's an opportunity for that too. It's completely up to you.
Okay.
Maybe you could let Sherry know, spoke know, whether you plan to come or don't plan to come, or either.
I'll plan on you coming,
I-
and then if you can't, just let me know.
Yes,
I would, because they'll swear, the city clerk will come down and swear you in, and I just want to make sure they're prepared with the oath.
Yes.
Okay,
I'll be sure.
okay.
Could I ask the name? Everybody?
Brian Jackson.
You gave me your name. Brian, thank you.
And then Trini Pelibanoglou.
Spell
I can give you, I can spell it for you if you'd like. Sure. P is in Paul, EHLI, V is in Victor, A, N is in Nancy, OGLU.
Okay, that's.
Several
fine.
times per day, so no worries.
I would probably just refer to you as P.
That's
All right, anything else we want to talk about today? Seeing none, we are adjourned. 4:41. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, City TV. Thank you. I see that, we got the